Hi, Jane.
Hello.
Good afternoon. So we are celebrating the Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month by spotlighting someone in the community. And we have my dear friend and sister, Miss Jane Miyahara. How are you today?
I am good. How are you?
I'm doing great. And so, what I want to do before we start our conversation is share a little bit more about your bio with everybody. So, you are currently Senior Manager of Preschool Supports for Denver Public Schools. And you earned your master's from CU Denver. Go Buffs.
Yes.
I'm sorry, go Lynx. Oh, my bad.
No.
Okay, I need a second cup of coffee. Lynx. Okay. And your master's is in early childhood special education.
Yes.
You started out as a preschool teacher.
Yes.
An early childhood learning specialist. They're so cute.
Yes.
In preschool. And you also used to work for the Colorado Department of Education as a senior consultant, and then you became principal consultant of childhood find and preschool special ed. You monitored over 170 school districts, not just schools, entire school districts across the state. And you monitored school district practice of IEP development and implementation. Such important work that our schools are doing. You're also an adjunct professor, and you've been adjunct at the University of Denver and Colorado Community College online, yes. Which is very fitting, I'm sure, for the times. And you also serve on the Denver Asian Pacific Islander Commission. So you are very, very busy. We were kind of joking, like it was a miracle to nail you down because you work. And when we have our happy hours, you are such a conversation all the time because everybody wants to see you, and you always RSVP to all of our events, and then we're like, "Where's Jane?" Jane. But it's so good to nail you down. So
Thank you. Thank you. This is an honor. Thank you very much.
Positive of the quarantine.
Yes.
So, so Jane, you are not from the mainland. You are from Hawaii.
Yes.
Yes. So tell us a little bit about your background.
So my birth parents are from the island of Oahu, and they had me when I was really young, and so I was adopted and brought to Denver. And so I was basically raised in Denver, raised in DPS. So, yeah.
Yeah, aren't you graduated from Lincoln?
Nope, Thomas Jefferson.
Oh, Thomas Jefferson. Okay.
Yeah.
I know it was on the other side of I-25, but I couldn't remember. Yeah. Okay. So you're TJ.
Yeah, TJ grad. I went to Cole as well. So.
Okay. I better not embarrass myself with the mascot, but I was thinking it was Viking, but
Oh, the Spartans.
Spartans. Okay, yeah. So I'm close. Like I was on the right side of I-25, and I had kind of like a human.
Yes.
As a.
You got it. You got it.
So, but you ended up going back to Hawaii for undergrad.
Yes.
So was it knowing your roots that drew you back to Hawaii for undergrad?
That's exactly it. I had been in search of my birth parents, and I didn't know where to start, so I thought I'd just go, and I ended up just loving Hawaii. Hawaii is so beautiful, and I never felt like a minority in Hawaii. Everybody looked like me or somewhat similar, and so I got my undergraduate in American Studies and Native American Studies, and then came back to Washington, D.C., and then back home to Denver.
So, I volunteer for heritage camps.
Oh.
And that has been such a great experience for me to better understand my students because they trained us about the differences and the nuances and some of the things that young people can experience. Because as we're growing up, we already have a natural journey of identity.
Yep.
But I can imagine being an adoptee, the range varies from all of my friends who are adoptees. Like the range, there's no like one thing that they teach us at heritage camps is there's no right way to be Asian, right?
Yeah.
Like there's no rules of what that looks like. And
Right.
so how was that journey for you to decide I want to figure out more about my birth parents?
I think it was because I was adopted by Japanese American, a Japanese American couple. And I am myself of Polynesian and Filipino and Japanese descent. And so I always felt a little different. I always looked a little different. And so I was going back to Hawaii to just kind of see if there's anybody that even thought the same way that I did, because there were a lot of conflicts in our philosophies or our general way we looked at life. And so going to Hawaii was a big thing for me because that really kind of it was where my soul needed to be. And since then I've hung out with my birth parents, and they are so Hawaiian. Just real mellow and laid back, and they embraced me wholeheartedly. So I just yeah, I've had a best of both worlds. So.
That is so beautiful. I haven't told too many people, but we actually found my first cousin who was adopted out during the war, the
Oh,
Korean War.
oh wow.
And so we had a reunification of our own about 2.5 years ago or so.
Yeah.
And she just fit right into our family
Yep.
like a glove. And so we're in constant communication. So I know for her, it was a missing piece of the puzzle
Yes.
to reunite with her birth mother's family.
Yeah.
So congratulations.
Thank you. Well, I'm really lucky too because I have some awesome new brothers and sisters, and they're all incredible people. So,
So when are you going back to Hawaii?
well,
Because
if we,
I mean, I was like, I could go with you.
yeah, come on,
And
let's just go. I always thought I'd retire in Hawaii,
Mhm.
and I love the Big Island the best, and so I don't know, it's getting close, so we'll
You
see.
know, here, look, there are no rules.
Yeah,
You know, if you love it, then stay. If you
yes,
like it for a little while and you're ready to leave, you can pitch your tent anywhere, Jane. That's the
exactly.
beauty of life,
Yep,
right? So you can be
exactly.
free, right?
Yeah.
So what inspired you to go into preschool education and especially specializing in special education?
It's a funny story because being raised Japanese American, my mom and dad were all doctor, lawyer, and that wasn't ever me. But I was on my way to becoming a lawyer, and then I got an opportunity for a scholarship at UCD to be an early childhood special educator, and so I jumped on it, and I've loved this world. I mean, you get one kind of hit of that preschool time, and you don't ever want to leave that world. So that's what happened. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I know a lot of families are really happy about the supports that are going into Denver Public Schools with funding and mandatory preschool. How is that looking? And I know with the budget, are things unclear with going into the next school year?
No, preschool special ed receives monies from both state and federal government. And, preschools, it's, um, it's one thing that people like helping the preschoolers is one thing that people really care about. And so we're very lucky in that sense. I don't see us suffering any, but I think just COVID and the strike really kind of pushed us down for a little while, but we're okay. We're okay now.
I'm glad to hear that. Today's Mother's Day.
Yes,
And when I think about Mother's Day and when a mom holds her baby for the first time,
yes,
first they want to make sure their child is healthy. That's
yeah,
priority number one.
yeah,
And then the next thing that seems to be really high, if if you're spiritual, you care about the spiritual well-being of your child, but also your child's education, right? And
especially Asian.
Yes, especially Asian mothers, tiger moms. And
yes.
I think that it's really important for parents to understand what's available to them and their child. I imagine you start at the age of 3, right? You start at the age of.
We start at, we do 0 to 3 evaluations, and then 3 to 5. So we go 0 to 5.
0 to 5. Okay. So these are the most important years,
yes.
Establishing a strong foundation for your child's, because you've got to put them on that trajectory, hopefully through college or through to career, depending on which avenue they want to go. Yeah. But when you start backwards planning from, that college degree,
yes,
or that certificate, all the way back, everything, it's like a domino.
Yep.
Everything affects everything else. And with the graduation requirements changing through the CDE in 2021,
yep.
Does that impact you? I mean, are you having conversations, across the different grade levels there?
Absolutely. So they have research that says preschool is really important in early childhood because this is a predictive factor for whether a child goes to the prison pipeline. And so preschool has really helped establish kind of behavior, social norms, and that baseline for academics. And so we do work with the whole gamut to just really plan for really good growth for students. So, and it begins at birth or even in the womb. So,
I had a conversation with someone who specializes in boys, actually, how boys learn differently than girls. And we had a conversation about technology and how that impacts development. And it's kind of counterproductive right now because we're forcing students to have to do all their learning through technology. So they're spending even more time through technology. It was just a really interesting conversation around development because I'm sure you would probably agree that the research shows you really want to limit technology time.
Yeah. For our little guys, I think that early ed suggested at the most 30 minutes a day screen time. And so that includes all of the activities that they're doing right now. And so it's really hard for the teachers because they have usually a half a day to fill their little minds with stories and songs. And to do that in 30 minutes is very difficult.
Yeah. So. Wow. So you mentioned that you have siblings in Hawaii.
I have siblings kind of
scattered all over the place,
everywhere.
Are any of them in education as well, or did any of them turn into the doctor that your parents wanted?
No, actually, my brother is a Navy chaplain. One of my brothers is a Navy chaplain, and then 2 of my brothers live in Milwaukee, and they are so amazing. One of them's an author, and he's very, very smart. And the other one is just such a loving character. He was a surfer, and he's just a true local guy. And then my other brother does jujitsu, and so wow. They are like a joy for me. It's been really nice getting to know them.
So do you have time to have a hobby?
Oh, yeah. I have to have a hobby because if I don't, I would go crazy because the life is so crazy. And so I do Hawaiian quilting. That is all by hand. And I love it. It's just very relaxing. And I also have been really loving cooking during the quarantine. So I'm going back to all my mom's old favorite stuff. So like I just made a furikake Chex mix, and I posted it on Facebook too. So,
okay.
But I've been doing like sushi pans and what is it? What do Japanese call bulgogi? Gyudon udon and stuff.
Well,
Yeah,
you know bulgogi, huh?
I love
I
bulgogi.
made some the other day. I went to H Mart and I was like, I need some Korean food. I need some kimchi. I need some seaweed.
It
I
sounds so
need,
good.
so 3 days. That's all I ate for 3 days.
Oh my God.
So
It sounds so good. And lately I've been looking at the YouTube videos on that onigiri rasu where you make the musubi with the bulgogi inside with vegetables. Oh my God, it looks so good. So
so you're a little
we'll
bit of a
see.
foodie, huh?
I love this. Everybody knows.
Okay, so the next time we have a get together, I expect you to come,
I'll
okay?
be there.
That's the expectation.
It's in the public now. So yes, I'll be there, Priscilla. I will be there.
Hey, I want you to give us, since you have so much experience, give us some advice to parents, to moms.
Yeah.
And maybe I have a lot of friends who have newborns right
Yes.
now.
Yes.
Aside from limiting technology, can you give us 1 to 3 pieces of advice to help kids have an early start at life, a great start, I should say?
You know, my biggest piece of advice has always been just to be yourself and be, what they need the most isn't ABCs or, this academics, it is your love. And so if they have that solid base with love, they are good. And song, a lot of song. Songs help them. Oh yeah, you, of course. But it helps their brain really develop. And so they should be surrounded by music all the time. So those are
I
my,
love that idea.
yeah.
I've seen a lot of these studios pop up where music therapists have like circle groups for toddlers and
Yeah.
babies all the way up. So I think
Yeah.
that would be a great idea for parents to look for something like that. And I'm sure
Well,
there's a lot of resources online too.
even like the TikTok dances that some of the people are doing with their babies, it's so good for them. So it makes me happy.
That's great advice. Thank you. So I know you're foodie and you've got your little hobbies, but is there something that is bringing you joy these days? What's putting a smile on your face?
Well, I'm a crazy cat lady. And so I've been spending all my times with my cat and my two cats, Benny and June. And I think I've gone out of control because I post everyday pictures of them. Just and they love to snuggle with each other. And so that brings me joy. And just I live right off of Cheeseman Park. So walking the park every day is so lovely. So yes.
And see, even the way you're talking about it, I can tell it brings you happiness. Your cats
although,
and walking in Cheeseman Park.
although I love listening to you guys play your music, so we'd like
Oh,
more of that.
okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Darren's working on his album,
Yeah.
so I keep trying to prod him to finish. It'll hopefully be finished, hopefully by the new year.
Good.
So
Good.
then we'll have some new music. But yeah, I'm pretty spoiled when it comes to hearing great
Oh,
music.
it's
So, well, Miss Jane, thank you so much for being our spotlight today.
you're
And
very.
thank you for all that you do for our children in Denver Public Schools. You are so valuable. We're so lucky to have you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And happy Cat Mommy Day.
Thank you so much. Okay.
Bye.
Bye.